Howdy everyone, and welcome back to the Luna Geeks Out channel. Y'all know the drill. Complications happened. I'm getting into this video late. It's been happening with every video as of late. It's not worth going into. But we are checking out the new Cluppo track with you. I had originally, for this reaction, planned on doing the new Remedy Horizon track, Strangers, I believe it is. And then I saw Cluppo released a new track on the same day, and I was like, you know, Japanese rock and metal, that's kind of the big thing I do on this channel. That's my main thing. That's a lot of what I listen to, a lot of what I really enjoy. And you know, now that I'm thinking about all this, if I remember my analytics correctly, a good portion of my viewer base, I almost said fan base, and that is just weird to say. My viewer base, my community, is from Japan, at least here on this channel, so this one perhaps makes a bit more sense to go to for now. So we are checking out the new Cluppo track. I don't know too much about what this one's going to be like sound-wise. I think I have some ideas, but I haven't really heard anything. But looking at the lyrics, I think this is going to be something I'm going to like. The last track was a little bit of a letdown perhaps, but this one I have high hopes for it. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Okay, I was worried there for a second. I was worried the audio wasn't working, even though it had been working. Because my computer will do that. Okay. Alright, why do I have captions on? How did that happen? Alright, I'm sorry, I need to restart this. That messed me up so much. What? I never turned on captions. How did that happen? Okay, then. That may be the most derailed I've ever gotten in like the reaction portion of something. But anyways, for actual musical commentary, we've got more of a pop sound than we have had in the past with Cluppo, so it's quite nice, getting some good variety. Interesting vocals as well, much higher than I remember them being in the other tracks I've checked out from Cluppo. So that's some nice strings in the back there. Very subtle, but just a good sound to them. We're gonna just a hint of rock. I'm still just thinking about how the captions were on. How did that happen? Bit of a bit of a shift in the music. I'm like, it's very, everything's very subtle in it. So there's something really, it's really placing all the attention on the vocals. That's how it's very sad. The drums in this, it's very simple and like I said, very subtle, but it's very, very solid beat. I'm bringing a bit more energy. It's nice. I love how the verses required a bit more than okay, there's some energy coming in, of course. It's nice, it's nice. Good, what's the word I'm looking for? Good, contrast. We'll go with that. I don't think that's the right word, but we'll go with it. Bit of a fade out of the music. That's nice. It's been sorry, I got an itch. It's been a little while since I've heard a song that's just faded out. It's not really done much these days, from what I've heard. It's more of a... That's happening all the time in, I would say, the 70s. That doesn't feel right, but we'll go with it. It was happening all the time in the past. These days, not so much. That was a nice little end. Sometimes the fade outs, because it has happened a few times, sometimes the fade outs have just, it's been like, oh, okay, this is happening now, but this one, much like this, it was subtle, it worked really well in this. But I can actually do some lyrical analysis this time, which is great. It's been a little while since we've done that. It's always fun to try to dig into what the song's about and everything. And for this one, I think there are really two interpretations you could have. Alright, so while editing, I went and learned that this track is the closing song for an anime. And I don't know if that directly impacted the lyrics or not, but I just wanted to let y'all know that I did not know that, and so my analysis of this may be completely wrong, but anyways, I'll let y'all enjoy what may be genius and what may be the ramblings of a madman. And, well, the two, I'm sure someone could come up with another interpretation. Two interpretations I've come up with. Now, I'll start off with the one that I think is incorrect. And that is that this is about, basically, a relationship that has ended. And you could look at it either as looking back and they still wish they were in the relationship, or just looking back and reflecting on the good parts of the relationship. And, you know, I think that's fine. It's a solid interpretation. But it doesn't feel like the right one to me. Now, I'm sure some of y'all may think that is the right interpretation. If you have anything in the lyrics that you think really points to that being correct, then put it down in the description, put it down in the comments, because I would love to hear your own thoughts on this. But as I read over the lyrics, the idea I really had in my mind was that this was about someone who had died, and now, this could be someone they were in a relationship with, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, whatever. I would say the lyrics probably point towards someone they were in a relationship with, but you can interpret it several different ways. I don't think there's anything that directly states that, but of course, if I'm making a claim like that, I should support it. So there's a lot of stuff, unbearable sorrow in the first line, and I don't even know if this is a chorus verse or what, but I wipe my tears and move on. Other similar lines, definitely pointing towards, you know, pain and sadness, but I would certainly say grief, which I've never been in a relationship, so I've never had a relationship end, so maybe you get grief from that. But I have had several deaths in my life. I think that's a weird phrasing. That sounds like I've died several times, which I can confirm has not happened. I think that would break the laws of something or other. But yeah, that definitely, that's what I get from that. The grief of that type of loss. And then, where is it? There's another line that, someday I'll create the future I saw and desire with you. Now, there are two interpretations I've got with that, and This is one where a lot of times I've got all these little ideas that I can't quite piece them together within the time frame I have for these reactions. If I was doing like a full album review or whatever, I could probably interpret this a lot more in depth, but I'm just sort of throwing ideas out and seeing what works and trying to just get some good discussion going, really. But there are really two interpretations I see there. There is an idea that one day they will pass on to the afterlife as well and be able to sort of do whatever they didn't get to do in life then, or one day in the future they will be able to they will still be able to do what they saw them doing with this person. It just won't be with that person. So it's either someday I'll create the future I saw and desire with you, or someday I'll create the future I saw and desire with you. And I don't think I phrased that very well. It's either they will create what they saw with a person, or they'll create what they saw with that person. Hopefully that made it a bit clearer. There were a few other lines in there, but I'm not seeing them. I don't know. I'm tired. It's been a long couple days. I'm not focusing the best. There was some other stuff in there where I can't grab it, but that is the interpretation I'm getting. This is about someone who has died. Now, obviously, I do not know Miku in person, of course, so I don't know if someone in their life has passed away or anything. I would not go and try to start up a conspiracy that's happened or something. It could just be a story they wrote. After all, I could go and write a story about any number of things that hasn't happened to me. But that's the interpretation I'm getting from this. But I think I'm starting to ramble on, and I'm starting to confuse myself, honestly, so I'm going to shut up about the analysis and move on to the review portion. So for starters, as always, I'll start off with the vocals. They were quite nice, and they're definitely a bit higher than I've heard in the other ones. That at times they can be a bit rough for me. It's that more sort of cutesy vocal style, for lack of a better word, that just can be really hit or miss for me. But in this track, I think it worked out really well. It was not perfect by any means, but I certainly had no problems with it. I thought it was executed quite nicely. I think it definitely fit the more poppy vibe of this track, whereas the maybe not Pogo, but certainly Flapping Wings and definitely Peace and Love have had more of a rock focus. Very, very poppy rock. That sounds weird, but much more of a rock focus than this one had. So those higher, like I said, cutesy vocals definitely fit a more pop vibe as well. But they were quite nice vocals. One of the best examples of this style that I have encountered. And just the good emotion in them as well. It was... I would not go so far as to say sad. It was not happy either. It was maybe bittersweet, but that doesn't feel quite right. Maybe melancholic, but no, there's... I'll go with bittersweet, because it definitely, it wasn't quite negative, but it wasn't quite positive either, and melancholic definitely does feel more negative than that was, but they were quite nice. The emotion they brought forth it really benefited this song. Now, I guess I'm going to the next thing. The strings in this were quite nice, much like a lot of the other elements. They were very subtle. They weren't doing anything too complex that I noticed, but they provided just this good background, almost a drone to this. There were some electronics as well that were really serving to elevate that, and both of those were just quite nice. Good background noise that really elevated the vocals and elevated everything else without really bringing too much attention to themselves, which is what this song really needed. It needed a lot of just simplicity and subtlety in the background. The drums were doing the same thing. It was very simple beats throughout. There were sort of two things I noticed for the bass drum, and then I want to say cymbals, but I don't think it was cymbals, but it was a higher drum. Those are really the two that I really noticed. They were doing different things, but they really blended together perfectly, really elevated everything else, like I said, and were just this solid support for this track, which drums tend to be. Bass did not notice. I feel like, I remember hearing some bass, but I don't remember it at all. So I can't comment on that, but the guitar was quite nice in this. It came into the chorus, brought in a lot more energy, and then really did a good job of separating the two elements, the two parts of the song, the verses and the choruses, and there's that contrast that I mentioned. It was quite nice. There wasn't anything too crazy going on in this song, like perhaps Pogo was definitely a bit of a wild one, but it was a very solid, consistent, and I'd say fairly powerful song, especially with the emotions. It was not overwhelming with things, but it was a very emotional song, and I quite liked it. So, I honestly don't have much more commentary for this. This was a bit of a shorter one than I have had recently, so that is really going to do it. There will be more reactions coming soon. Next will probably be the Bring Me the Horizon song, but I don't know, we'll see. But that is going to do it. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like if you liked, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment down below with your own thoughts on the track, any feedback or criticism, or anything you want me to react to. In the description, there will be a link to the music video, so you can go check it out, support the artist. Link to my Discord, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify playlist of all the songs I've reacted to, at least the ones up on Spotify, and my link tree, which has all my other stuff in it, in case any of that interests y'all. Anyways, like I said, that's going to do it. So, thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll be seeing ya.